All right, strange places, strange people. You meet someone, you have a conversation, you're trying to not drag it out too much. And there was just an interesting point about what just happened. And I'm always talking about these things as fast as I can. Now there's a bus. There seem to be cars here every time I walk here. People really seem to like checking me out. It's like, hey, I think Christopher is on the move again, you know? Let's check if we can find him. It actually happens that, oh wow. Now I've been introduced. Yeah, that's already the first turd. Yeah, I really cannot say that I'm really happy about the presence of all these dogs. What I'm not sure about is, am I just going to go shopping? Oh yeah, I actually didn't tell you. I don't think I told you what I'm gonna do. You know, just about how much do you let other people talk you into doing things the way they may want to do it, right? You see somebody sitting on a bench and you know him, and he's lectured you before, you know, you could say caught you smoking cannabis, and then he said, yeah, but you shouldn't be, you know, addictions aren't good, you know. It's like aiming for the win, right? You know, I can lecture you, which means I'm better than you, which means, you know, I'm gonna feel good for 2 days, or I'm just gonna wait for the next person to lecture. And I'm giving lectures all the time. I mean, I'm giving lectures. I'm a scholar. Not really. I don't read things, but I hear things. I listen to a lot of audiobooks. I actually really stopped reading stuff. I just don't want to read anymore. You know, if I like something, I can listen to the audiobook if I like the person who recorded it and the energy in which he recorded it. And there's this guy, Luis Moreno, who recorded the books for Carlos Castaneda. I don't like him because he prides himself too much, and you can hear it in his voice. Like he's voicing Don Juan, right? You know, yucky Indian. You kind of think at some point, hey, that's me. You know, I've done all this, I've said all this. And that's generally from people that read a lot of books, right? They just appear smart, but they're actually stupid. Because smart people figure it out for themselves, and that's a hard fact. Because if you're smart, why do you need other people's opinions? You know, why do you keep clinging and running towards books? You know, a fox has no books. He just comes into being, you know, gets chucked out by his parents, and then he just has to figure it out for himself. And now for the first time, I can eat my judge-free chicken. And that's actually what I'm on about. Yeah, I'm trying to show you how I do it, which is absolutely, now it's easier. Because yesterday I already went outside. And sometimes I'm not really as, just accept it, you know, just accept the camera as a part of what you do, because if you do not open up to your purpose, then how could you ever, wow, that's a deep drop. Okay, I'm just gonna continue walking here. So, you know, I was just at home and I had this incredible plan of going to the shops, buying a chicken. And I had this plan already yesterday. And it took me now probably about half a day to figure out if I'm really gonna do it or not. And it sounds really ridiculous, but sometimes you just have to, you know, ask yourself, is this really what I want? is this really what I want? Or do I want to do something else? You know, what else could I do with the time that I've been given than to basically figure out what Cheerio. Than to basically figure out what's going on and how the things that I have in my life are affecting me. Because I can say, just from the way I feel about myself, you know, I think I'm enlightened. You know, I think I'm enlightened. You know, actually I know I'm enlightened. You know, I have times where I feel a bit more shady, but I'm so awake that it's already annoying me. I mean, if you see everything, and everything is truth, and you can just open your mouth and words start pouring out, and you go on a laptop and ideas start flowing into content or whatever. You know, this can be liberating. It can be a fucking prison, man. Because, you know, you don't know how to stop it. And you cannot. As long as the energy is flowing, it's flowing. And that's why I listen to people like Louis, yeah, well, it's basically him just reading the book, you know, Carlos Castaneda. It's something with infinity, just figure it out. Journey to Islam is the other one that I have. It were the two that I liked. The other ones, he had a sort of a lisp in his voice, and that can be really irritating. I mean, I have a lisp, not really. Sometimes I have a that escapes me, but generally it's, you know, I have no lisp. Blah. That's probably something that you got from Spanish, but I'm not sure if you have to have a lisp if you speak Spanish. Maybe there's people that have no lisp speaking Spanish. Anyway, so yesterday I suddenly, you know, I started craving chicken, and I had this appearance in myself, this feeling I want to eat chicken. And then I came up with a plan, you know, are you gonna buy it from a wagon and somebody else prepare it? Sure, could do that, but it's not my energy. It's not my energy. And then you go, you have this plan, you know, I feel a little bit like, you know, am I about to get caught or something? You know, I don't know. It's like, I feel like I'm a real culprit for going to buy a chicken and eat it. It's not like I've never eaten meat before. I have, but I feel like burned out. I feel like I need something else in order to continue in the way that I think, you know, I might want to continue, or I should, or would like to. I think I also need sun. I already didn't make it today to the boulder hall, and that was the one thing that, you know, could have kept me from going through with my plan, which, yeah, I mean, what's gonna happen, right? And that's the problem. I think if I'm gonna eat this now, is it going to change me? But then the other question is, do I like how I am right now? And the answer is no. I don't know why, but for some reason I don't like the way I am now. You know, I rather like the guy who looks at life and is amazed by it. Just like, yeah, that was just some, how do you call this? Not sage. Oh, lavender, I think. Anyway, so the point is, you go, you keep going. I have a lot of energy, what to invest it in? You know, if you look at a chicken, or you eat chicken or meat, and then you become aware of the fact that the animal's been slaughtered, that it's been industrialized, that it's been, you know, bred in caged conditions, that it wasn't running around, you know, roaming for food and stuff, you know, then And then, you know, just the fact that it's being killed and all the blood and stuff, you know, you may already feel disgusted. You may already feel disgusted. And that's a fact. Just being reminded of my childhood days. There's a school bus. And I really enjoyed the times, but I also never had to wear a mask. I think I would have gotten sick of it. I'm actually grateful that I wasn't in school anymore during those times, because it really feels like it just got worse. I mean, the stories you hear from people and their children when they were in school, and you know how teachers attacked the children like they were the worst offenders of all. You know, if you just like pull down the mask for a breather. I mean, this kind of shit happened, and we just all watch it go down and look the other side. You know? I mean, how am I supposed to feel as an individual? Yeah, that's Mr. Meeseeks. How am I supposed to feel if everything I want, I say I need, I feel like is just taken, thrown onto the ground and trampled by the very people that claim they have only my best interest at heart? Well, my best interest would be if you would fucking listen to me and hear the no. It's enough, right? It's like, you know, I come to rape you once and then I come again. It's like, are you fucking kidding me? Right? Are you fucking kidding me? You know, it's enough. Did you not get the message? You know, we've already said no. You don't need to bring this up again, because there are children in this. And, you know, you're trying to hammer them full with stuff as soon as they come out of the womb. I mean, I've been at a birth, people. And the first thing, even these so-called nurses, you know, it's like nurses that split off from the hospital because they say, yeah, we're gonna do it much better than them in a more homely environment. And then they do what? You know, it irritates me to be seen filming myself. But it's my own fault. You know, I go here on purpose because I want people, you know, the more people become aware of the fact that I'm filming myself, the more I'm gonna, hey, yeah, you know, I heard there's somebody on YouTube from Lunatic, and it's like, yeah, I saw someone the other day. He wore no shoes. And he had a green hat, you know, he looked really happy. Yeah, sometimes I am. But sometimes I also don't like it. You know, it's just, that's the weirdness that I'm trying to explain to myself. You know, how weird is it if you see everyone walking around with a smartphone, but if I have a camera and I openly say what I think, you know, it's like, what's this? But it's, you know, sometimes you should not confuse, you know, being weird with just sticking out or standing out, because nobody walks around with a camera, you know, but people walk around with phones. And probably if you're in big tourist cities, you know, everybody has a camera. And then it's kind of normal, but in the city where you live, I mean, that's kind of not normal, if you know what I mean. So yeah, I'm just, you know, these are like, because I chose what I want to do already. Now I just have to choose how to do it, how to continue doing it. And, you know, yeah, I see naked legs and I just want to rub my hands in them. It's just like that. But I can't help it, you know. There just aren't any women. Just all sex-driven, I don't know, little girls. And there's no benefit for me spiritually. And that's what I mean, you know. I'm not just nice, I'm also being selfish. I mean, I'm living the life that I'm living because I am, in a way, a renunciate. But in order to renounce something, sometimes you have to go back to it and just see how it truly was. Because now I'm really glorifying eating a chicken. And the question is, you know, is that the solution to all my problems? You know, is that what I've been waiting for, the chicken? Or is it still, you know, am I just eating the chicken because I long to be with a woman? I just want to sink my teeth into something soft and, you know, like into something soft and juicy. You know I actually want to eat, and I'm sure they don't sell you, you know, it's a female chicken that they sell because they're softer. Actually, there's no difference, not that much. There's not much of women have to be softer. And I'm not saying that because, oh yeah, it's so nice and they're so soft. No, just the physical, you know, the woman is that which molds around the man. The woman is that which molds around the man, you know. The woman molds around him. And that's what a lot of women don't know, that you can actually train your vagina, and it becomes more like, I mean, what you do with your mouth. So that if you sit on top of your man, you know, you can squeeze and give him pleasure, right? I mean, you've got muscles down there. You know, some women know of this and they train it, you know, when they move towards birth. They train this because, you know, pressing and holding, and that's gonna come in handy when you give birth. But most women don't really do it. You know, they just want to lay around, you know, be screwed a couple of times, then pop out a child, and then they think, you know, now I'm done. You know, that's my job. You know, that's the extent to which they allow themselves to dream. You know, I'm just gonna throw out a child. You know how they say it in Donnie Darko, you know, squeeze one out until I'm 30 or something. Yeah, well, so the best way as a woman and as a man would be to simply, probably, you know, I don't know. You know, if you want a really special someone as a woman, it's certainly better to, first of all, if you do have sex, take condoms. But you know, if you weren't aware of it and you were just looking, and you just have to stick it into women, and women just want you in them so that they can figure out who the real deal is, well, I say better use a condom. I slept with women and I used, but it had no meaning. There was no meaning to it. It was just empty, right? They were taking the pill or something, and then you just dump it all in there, you know? There was nothing could come out of it anyway. So what's the point? It kind of gets boring, that's the truth. You know, you want the excitement of, wait, is there actually gonna come a child out of this? You want the excitement. It's so boring if no woman gets pregnant, actually. You want the excitement. And that's what I'm here about, I think, you know? Just get the excitement. So I'm just gonna get a chicken now, instead of going to the border hall and finding a woman to have sex with, because I already chose which woman to love, and I've said that already many times, so stop bugging me.